questions about his impending free agency, but Durant isn't coming out of his way to reassure Warriors fans, explaining his approach to free agency, saying, quote, "Just be honest. I was honest with my decision, but just like outwardly, if people ask me about it, don't be ashamed to talk about why I decided to move teams and switch teams, because it's not the end of the world. I didn't do anything against the law. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought happened the first time." To me, all this transparency is not a good sign for Golden State. If you're sticking in Golden State, I don't know if you need to be all that transparent.
Yeah, exactly. To me, I mean, it's an amazing experience. I get all that, but don't think you're the only one DMing her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, other teams are like, yo, we got packages out here too, and, you know, curiosity can get the best of us. So, I mean, you know this team, you know him, very close, intimate connection. What do you think?
Well, I just think right now, I know from the Warriors standpoint, they would hope that he would just shelve all the free agency talk. You know, they're going through a little contract situation with the guy by the name of Patrick McCaw, who was not even a rotation guy. And they got to the point where Coach Kerr a couple of days ago was like, look, we're not talking about Patrick McCaw right now. You know, we want to focus on his team. So if they're saying that about Patrick, I know that they hope and wish that Durant wouldn't be so transparent, at least throughout the course of the regular season when they're trying to get their third straight NBA
Look,
championship.
he could make this season a soap opera, and Chris, so far right now, you would be the co-star of this soap opera, because this morning you indicated the Knicks may be a possibility for Kevin Durant. Expound on that for
Well,
me.
that's been out there for a while, Jason. You know, look, he has a representative, his business partner, Rich Kleiman, is based in New York. His business is based there in New York. There's a lot of ties there, and they're going to have cap space in order to bring in not one but a couple marquee players such as Durant. So that's going to be a team that I know that's going to be intriguing when it's all said and done. And let's keep this in mind. You know, I said this before, but when you think about the Golden State Warriors, even though Kevin Durant is the second best player in the league, I think most of us would agree with that.
Yeah,
it's still Steph's team, and so him leaving or bolting, it wouldn't have the same ramifications that it did when he left OKC. So if the Golden State loses in the finals or wins in the finals, I think we believe they'll get there. It's not any pressure on him to bounce, because I don't think that he feels like he's endeared there as much as some of the other players who've been there from day one.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, there's some parallels between LeBron James and when he went to the Heat, and there was an out for him to go, because that was still Dwayne's team and Wade County and all that stuff. So I get all that. Not sure if you have any kids. You have any kids?
I got 4.
4? Oh,
yeah.
God. Woo, man.
All girls.
You're not wearing it.
All girls.
It don't crack, does it?
Okay, you got 4 girls.
4 girls.
All girls.
Boy, you were at Fresno State. You were an animal, huh? Let me let this go. So you've seen The Lion King 1,001 times. I know I have The Circle of Life.
Yeah.
And let's talk about how The Circle of Life applies to Kevin Durant. This is what happens for every single athlete I've ever met, and in private, they will all agree to this. First thing you want is the money. Let's not act like anything else matters.
No doubt.
After that, we want the accolades. And people always say, no, you want the accolades first. No, you don't. You don't want to be all NBA and making $600,000.
Yeah.
You don't want to be all pro and making $1 million. You want to get the money, then the accolades. What comes after that is peace of mind. Like, I just want everything to be still. Let me enjoy the moment, stay in the present. Then the next step is happiness. That means all of a sudden, if I'm LeBron James, I want to go somewhere and expand my empire, expand my career, my movie interests. If I'm Kevin Durant, I got my business interests. How can I make those explode even more so? I think he's right in that place between peace of mind, finally just taking it in. Hey, y'all hate me, forget it, I don't care. But where can I go and elevate this? Sometimes you get stale. Success can get stale. Coaches always say that. Don't get bored with success. He might get bored with it. Another Finals MVP, Steph's team. Yeah. It was kind of easy.
For one second, Chris, before I want to add another layer to Marcellus's deal, I think what Kevin Durant wants, and I think those things are right, but respect.
There you go.
Respect is the issue. And when I hear you say that New York is a possibility, I still think Kevin Durant is still in that mindset. I want to be the man. I want to unseat LeBron James. And New York is a place where he could potentially do it. You know, you got a media center out here in L.A., but the ultimate media center is New York. And if he can be the king of New York, he could potentially unseat LeBron.
No doubt. And, people are trying to throw a link out of him and LeBron possibly teaming up. And I think that would be the worst case scenario for a person like Kevin Durant, because we all know he's tired of the narrative that he contributed, but he didn't lead the team. He joined a well-oiled machine already. Yeah. So him going to New York, where it would be his team, and then you got the likes of Kyrie Irving out there, you got the likes of Jimmy Butler out there potentially. So it can be set up for him. That can be his team, be in a big market where he can expand his business, but also he can take that next step. Because look, we all know he is sensitive. I talked to him about not responding to people on social media. He was like, why do I got to stop? I'm a young man. People coming at me. I should be able to come back at him. So that is not going to stop. But he does get tired of that narrative, and I think that would be one way of him trying to overcome
You lead the Knicks to a championship.
Woo, it's all right.
That's as big as you can do in the NBA.
And you're the man.
Marcellus, I know Chris is your boy.
Yes.
You give me a lot of grief about my one earring. Could you talk to Chris about this? His heart in his hair. That's 1992, Marcellus.
Hold on.
Family matters.
Talk about that. If y'all allowing Shannon Sharp to come every day with that old school part, come on now, y'all can let this go. Come on now.
That'd be $8.
Come on now. Y'all let Shannon go in here unchecked.
Good point.
Come on now.
Good point.
Thank you, Chris.
Keep it real.
Coming up, LeBron James' new film says NCAA amateurism is a sham. Does he have a point? Joel Klatt joins us, and we put on our thinking caps.